What's good? It's your boy Khalil Amani. It's your boy Khalil Amani, the hardest core blogger in hip hop. That's what I do. All right, another V-blog. I'm gonna read it, talking about Africa Bambaataa again. Let's go. Let's see. You can just follow along as I read the best as I can. All right, Bambaataa Pederasty exposes conscious community's homophobia, by Khalil Amani. Just in case you think I write from some coonerific point of view that I have not dabbled in black consciousness, I was one of the leaders of one of the most feared and revered organizations, the Yahwehs in Miami, under Yahweh Ben Yahweh. We really were about that murder life. And along the way, I've sat with the likes of Minister Louis Farrakhan and Kwame Ture, aka Stokely Carmichael, rest in peace. So know whom the fuck you're reading. Indeed, I am conscious. Indeed, I am conscious. It has all but confirmed that Africa Bambaataa is a pedophile, or to be more correct, a pederast, a man who loves sexing boys. He might as well join NAMBLA, North American Man Boy Love Association. Yes, there's an organization that's trying to legitimize this sick shit. It was I. Indeed, it was I, Khalil Amani, who first gave light to Bambaataa's sickness in 2013, but most recently Star of Shot 97 revisited the story and hammered away at it until he raised a firestorm of controversy surrounding Africa Bambaataa's sex life. I wrote that Bambaataa had date raped a dude and got stabbed for his efforts. I submitted the story to allhiphop.com, whose tagline is the world's most dangerous site. But they wouldn't touch my story with a 10-foot pole. Africa Bambaataa had too much juice in the hip-hop community, so my blog was relegated to my site and a few other non-factor sites who pilfered my story. And if you look right here, you can see that's where my story is. My 2013 story, which y'all ignored. Africa Bambaataa, gay and date raping? At the Khalil Amani Reader. Go check it out. Moving on. Now, there's an all-out assault on Africa Bambaataa coming from New York's so-called conscious community, which is made up of a motley crew of YouTube pseudo-intellectual black liberationists, / Pan-Africanists, / Hebrew Israelites, / Moors, / Muslims, / Kemetic thinkers, etc. Names like Young Pharaoh, Red Pill, Blue Pill, Sonetta, Irritated Genie, Doggy Diamonds, Supernova Slum, Brother Sankofa, King Simon, Captain Tazariak, Brother Herman Smalls. As disagreeable as they can be toward one another when it comes to black folks' situation here in America and our identity / nationality, they stand together in condemning Africa Bambaataa. Cool. I'm all for that. Again, at the sake of being redundant, it was this little Negro. It was this little Negro from the Midwest, me, that first spoke on Bambaataa's pedophilia. Not 9 nigga in New York whispered a word openly, save for the grapevine. 1,000 New York niggas will say, we been heard about Bam being a faggot. But I'm the first to write that shit down. You better believe it. Moving on. I recently watched all 3 parts of the press conference against Africa Bambaataa, which took place in Harlem, New York. I stand with Ron Savage, Poppy, and the rest of the victims. Africa Bambaataa is a sick fuck. He needs to be dealt with and or helped. Calling for Bambaataa's death is a little extreme. Listening to these extremists plant the seeds of murder in the minds of those listening and us watching on YouTube was a bit much. These so-called conscious brothers would like to say fuck American jurisprudence, off with Bam's head. They would like to turn our first world free and democratic legal process into a Salem / Harlem witch hunt, an inquisition, an all-out third world whorehouse where men mete out justice as they see fit. as they see fit. Some of these speakers intimated that Bam should be murdered. Oh, the bravado. Oh, the demagoguery. Here's part one of the conscious coonery. And you can go and look at it for yourself. It's 3 parts on YouTube. Yes, I was quite taken aback by that irresponsible rhetoric. Alarming as that was, I was also left with a nasty taste in my mouth listening to these folk talk that homophobic shit in the name of consciousness. Although there is a smidgen of conscious community in the conscious community who affirms homosexuality, these guys made it clear that Bam's homosexuality was just as bad as his pedophilia. The opening comment by the narrator even said that homosexuality leads to pedophilia, which is a complete untruth, aka lie. Homosexuality is not the scourge of the black community. Homosexuality is not what has the black community all fucked up. Homosexuality is not what ails the black community. Playing the homosexuality card is just false flagging. Talking that homophobic shit is just these so-called conscious brothers' internalized homophobia. Jesus may not be their man anymore, but that internalized Christian homophobia is still all up in their cerebellums. So I'll have to give you something from the Honorable Chairman Huey P. Newton, co-founder of the Black Panther Party. He got it right when he said, let's go down and read what he said. That's the man there, Newton, one of the most militant people Black America ever produced. He said, whatever your personal opinions and your insecurities about homosexuality and the various liberation movements among homosexuals and women, and I speak for homosexuals and women as oppressed groups, we should try to unite with them in a revolutionary fashion. I do not remember our ever constituting any value that said that a revolutionary must say offensive things towards homosexuals. We have not said much about the homosexual at all, but we must relate to the homosexual movement because it is a real thing, what you all call the gay agenda. All right, back to where we're at. It is a real thing. And I know through reading and through my life experience and observations that homosexuals are not given freedom and liberty by anyone in the society. They, gay people, might be the most oppressed people in the society. The terms faggot and punk should be deleted from our vocabulary. Wow. Newton was that nigger. New York's conscious community wants to make a big old pot of sexual gumbo, and homosexuals, pedophiles, and rapists are the main ingredients. I call bullshit on your death to Africa Bambaataa sentiments. I say we black people have been hypocritical simply because we're talking about homosexuality mixed in with pedophilia. Would we be up in arms if Africa Bambaataa were touching young girls? By all historical indications, we would not. Elijah Muhammad was a child molester. It got Malcolm murked. Malachi York was a child molester. People still follow him. And Yahweh Ben Yahweh was a child molester. We have not said off with their heads, mostly because they were black men sexually abusing black girls. Oh, but Bambaataa pulls at our heterosexual heartstrings. Now he's an anathema, a pariah in the hood. Don't get it twisted. Bam should be excised from our hoods. But look at us. We're attacking and attaching pedophilia to homosexuality and making homosexuality the culprit. Bam could have just as easily been touching little girls. Does that make heterosexuality the culprit? Heavens, no. The so-called conscious community got sexuality all fucked up. Did you really think Africa Bambaataa was going to show up to your little press conference and let you verbally and or physically accost him? Can you really blame him for going to these safe white folks who ain't calling for his death? America is not going backwards when it comes to gay rights, this so-called phantom gay agenda. You conscious motherfuckers probably want to save up your conscious coins and head to Liberia, Israel, or Egypt. This whole Africa Bambaataa fiasco proves three things. Number one, mainstream hip-hop doesn't want to sell in its hands by cutting ties with its founder. Number two, there is still a super ingrained homophobia in the hip-hop/black community. And three, Bambaataa Pederasty exposes the conscious community's homophobia. And phobia is not just fear, but also an aversion to, detestation, antipathy, revulsion, neurosis, and a hang-up. Yeah, some of us are hung up on same gender-loving people, and I'm here to tell you. That's the blog. Don't make me bust a cap lock in your ass. That's for all y'all who like to write in caps instead of writing in lowercase. We don't want to be reading that shit, especially an old man like me. If you're going to cap lock it, let it be one or two words to let me to express what the fuck you saying. Anyway, as you see, my name is Khalil Amani. There's my digits, everything you need to know about me, how to follow me. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's Khalil_Amani. On Facebook and Twitter, it's just Khalil Amani. I'm your boy Khalil Amani. Yes, I'm all over the place. Allhiphop.com, Straight Stuntin' Magazine, the Khalil Amani Reader, a whole lot of shit sites that steal my work and put it on it. But check me out, follow me, and comment below. Let me know what you think. I know I got a lot of haters. I love it. I'm built for this game. Yes, I'm Khalil Amani, and I am gay hip-hop's straight, I repeat, straight advocate. It's what I do since 2007. All right? We out here. Peace to all the love that love me and all the people that love me. Peace, 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 peace. And middle finger to the haters. We out here. Peace.